Deputy McDonald, please.
And I'll be sharing time with Deputy Crowe. Taoiseach Táim Buíoch as an deis leirt an ábhar tábhachtach seo Thránóna. Since the Brexit referendum result became clear, Sinn Féin has been unequivocal in stating that Brexit presents the most serious social, economic and political threat to our island in a generation. The referendum debate in Britain took no cognizance of that fact. 18 months on, the position of the British Government takes no cognizance of that fact, and the threat to our island has not dissipated. Last December, we were told that the backstop arrangement was a guarantee, our insurance policy if you like, that there would be no hard border on our island, and that the interests of citizens in the north, the majority of whom voted against Brexit, would be protected. We were also told that this arrangement would be enshrined in a legal text by March. And then we were told that the British Government would produce firm proposals by the time of the June meeting of the European Council. And then, of course, as you know, that deadline became October. And I think we all realise at this stage that this is now not going to happen. Yesterday, Taoiseach, you said negotiations could continue into next month or up to the meeting of the European Council in December. This is a direct result of the British Government's stalling and prevarication and their abject failure to produce realistic proposals. With time running out, they continue to show scant regard for Ireland, for our rights, for our economy and for our peace agreements. I made this point very directly to British Prime Minister Theresa May when I met her yesterday in London. I impressed upon her the need to place the Good Friday Agreement, shared progress and the unique circumstances of Ireland above any short-term political calculation. Up to now, unfortunately, her focus has been on infighting within her own party and her toxic pact with the DUP, instead of coming to an acceptable negotiating position. The Tories and her government stand guilty of an act that I can only describe as mindless political vandalism. Fact of the matter is that the British Government is signed up to an agreement in December to protect the Good Friday Agreement, to avoid a hard border and to put in place a legally enforceable backstop, and that agreement must be honoured. Unfortunately, the Tories' confidence and supply arrangement with the DUP has undermined progress. The DUP, for their part, as you know, have aligned themselves with the most right-wing elements of the Tories, with UKIP and with extremist Brexiteers, in not seeking to avert or avoid a hard border, but in fact actively relishing the prospect of one. Their position is utterly reckless and utterly irresponsible. So the DUP, Taoiseach, cannot be allowed to set the pace of Brexit. They don't represent the majority of people in the north who voted to remain, and I think that point can never be made often enough. So we need a deal that recognises the fact, as well as the unique circumstances that present themselves on our island. The North must stay within the customs union and the single market so that there can be no hard border. This is critical in order to safeguard investment, to protect jobs, trade and the integrity of the peace process. So the onus is on political leaders to defend our country's political and economic interests. When I say political leaders, I don't mean so much in this context internationally, so much as domestically. This is what's guided Sinn Féin's approach to Brexit. We've never sought to play politics, as others have, with any of this, and I'm sure, Taoiseach, that you would acknowledge this. We've supported your government and the European negotiating team, whom we've met on numerous occasions, in all of their endeavours and their attempts to get the best deal possible. We want that as the final outcome, and that should be the position of everybody and every party on this island. There is, of course, an onus on the British Government to step up to the plate, and the onus is on the Irish Government too to defend and promote an all-island view. Last December, Taoiseach, you said that we had a cast-iron guarantee to protect Ireland. Well, nothing less than that will be acceptable. So you now must stand firm in defending the interests of the entire island and the rights of all our citizens. You must remain resolute in the face of British intransigence, and the EU must remain true to their word that without an agreed legally enforceable backstop that there will be no withdrawal agreement. This is a straightforward, bottom-line message. It's the message, Taoiseach, that you must bring with you to Brussels tomorrow.